Good morning folks, hope you are well. Today we are in Ho Chi Minh City or Saigon. We arrived about 3 days ago and today is our first full day really exploring the city and seeing what it has to offer. Vietnam has a remarkable history and culture and we're so excited to be here. And today is actually Hung King's holiday, which is a day where basically the Vietnamese celebrate their origin, so it's a great time to be here. As always, if you do like the video and get something out of it, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. Let's do it. How's it going, buddy? I have to say the traffic is a big change to anything I'm used to here. The streets are full of motorbikes, like so many. I've never seen anything like it before in my life. And so it's really tricky for people like me to try and cross the road. People coming at you from all directions. But this is life here, I suppose, and it's kind of exciting in a way. Yeah, it's really a skill you have to develop here, crossing the road. The bikes don't stop for you. They don't stop. They're beeping at you, going past, through red lights, the whole thing. Be careful out there. Just walking through Cong Vieng Park now. We were here on the first night and there was such a good vibe going on. It was full of people. A bit dead now though, to be honest, but it will come alive later on. We've discovered this amazing chain. It's actually a Thai chain called Cafe Amazon, and they have the most amazing strawberry kind of cream slushy sort of a drink, and we've just had them every day basically since we got here, and we love them. So this park is really beautiful. It seems like the Vietnamese really kind of value their public spaces like that. It's always full of people, whether they're playing sports or just sitting around talking. And another thing to note as well, similar to Thailand, the Vietnamese are so friendly. They always give a smile, they offer help if you're struggling with something. Yeah, so far so good here in Ho Chi Minh. So we're going to visit the Independence Palace here now in Ho Chi Minh. I believe it's a couple of 100 years old, a lot of history about the building itself, and really looking forward to exploring that. So basically entry tickets there was 130,000 Vietnamese dong for the two of us, and it includes entrance into the exhibition and the Independence Palace. So this site was Notre Palace, which served in the past as the seat of the French colonial power to cook in China. In 1954 this palace became basically the presidential seat of Diem, who became the first president of southern Vietnam, who later renamed the palace to Independence Palace. In 1962 the palace was destroyed in a bombing, and basically Diem decided to build it up on the same site from scratch. It was really interesting because inside you're not allowed to record. It's basically why I didn't get any clips in there, but I did get a few pictures, and it was really interesting to see the different French and Vietnamese characters who played vital roles in the war and basically in Vietnam's history. So it's really well worth the visit to come in here. The French made dramatic changes in different things in the city here, like transportation and architecture, which you can still notice today if you look along some of the streets. There's highlights, obviously, the colonial past which Vietnam does have. Now we're just outside Independence Palace. You can see behind me. Kind of surreal to be here if you think back about the history that this place has, being bombed, being the residence of Diem. So in 1975, in this very part of the building, this is where President Thieu actually delivered the message that the Americans would be discontinuing their support in the war here. And the fact that this building was bombed by the Vietnamese. It really prompted the US president at the time to get the Americans out, the rest of them at the end of the war, so it did play a pivotal role at that moment in time. And today it is basically used for other official events and important ceremonies. So we're going to go upstairs now, and there's a little balcony overlooking the fountain at the front of the building where I believe you should be able to get some nice views, so let's see what it's like. So the room we're in now basically is used for meetings between US officials and advisors and the Vietnamese, and you can see behind me all the maps which basically document the situation at that certain time during the war. Basically, in this room behind me, there would have been several meetings between Henry Kissinger and President Thieu, where Kissinger would have pushed Thieu to join the Paris Peace Accords in 1972. So we made it to the balcony, but plenty of people out there, so it might be hard to get a nice spot to get a picture or view, but we'll do our best. Here now, as you can see, not much going on, not many chefs in here, but it's quite a setup. It's huge, so you can imagine all the meals being prepared here for the president and his entourage. So we're just following a few people downstairs here, maybe to some sort of underground bunker or something, but there's a little sign that didn't let people pass, but we were real rebels and we passed it anyway. So let's see what's in here. So the first little room is just simply a security office where two lads would sit and obviously be the security officers for the palace itself. This place is definitely like an underground bunker, and we just saw back there that there was a staircase that led up to the president's office. If something was happening on the outside, that's how the president would make his way down to this bunker for safety. Unbelievably cool. So basically now we're in the president's situation room, where incoming transmissions allow the president to oversee developments on the battlefront and to remain in contact with the US Embassy and military forces. Quite something. Look at that. All the maps on the walls in the war room. Basically, there's a whole office kind of down in this bunker underneath the Independence Palace, and it has everything we would need, I suppose, to survive here for a while. It's surreal to see it, and to think that at some stage this was filled with the president and his staff. I have to say, I do get kind of an eerie feeling down here, kind of mysterious as to what conversations would have been had. So we've made it up to the roof, and there is a helicopter just out on the helipad now. Again, not sure if it's a replica or if it is actually a real helicopter. So the president even has his own theatre up on the top level. Plenty of seats, plenty of space, and yeah, he can obviously enjoy some live performances up here. It's handy when you're a president to have your own theatre and own helicopter on the same level. So we've made it up onto the top level here now, and we keep finding these little passages and other staircases, so we're up here with decent views, as you can see, but there's so much greenery around the palace that it's hard to really see probably beyond 300 meters or so. But we are now actually above the helicopter. So down there it is, and if you see those two red circles here, I believe they are where the two bombs dropped on the palace all those years ago. If you're into history or military history, there's no better place to come to learn about the Vietnamese War than to Ho Chi Minh City. It's unbelievable. Behind me is President Thieu's Mercedes, which was manufactured in West Germany in the 1960s. It's in great condition here. It's really beautiful, and to be honest, I'd love to drive it myself. Kind of looks like a James Bond car. It's cool. So that is Independence Palace finished, and it was fantastic. Really cool to see it, especially up on top. And yeah, look, now we're going to go on and see a little bit more of the city. We're on the way now to Notre Cathedral, and the whole thing, well, not the whole thing, but a lot of it is under a load of construction. It's a little bit disappointing because I suppose when you come to somewhere you want to see it in its full brilliance, but what can we do? Like, they have to repair these, I suppose. It's just a little bit sad that it takes something away from the beauty. Looking at it here on the side, it does look very impressive. The colour, the red brick, yeah, basically a French style building in the middle of Saigon. So it was constructed here between 1836 and 1880 by the French, who were basically the ruling power at the time. They were the colonists here for many a year. After the French went after Saigon and China, basically they established a lot of religious setups here, and one of these is Notre Dame. Notre Dame Cathedral has been in use since 1959, and it has two bell towers right up at the very top of it, and it reaches up to about 58 meters in height. It's huge. Right beside it here behind me you can see Ho Chi Minh Post Office. Similar, like I was saying before, the style isn't very Asian, it isn't very much Vietnamese, but it's obviously an influence from France and their colonial period here. So maybe we can explore that in a little bit as well. But I still haven't gotten over the fact that we're not going to get into Notre Dame today. So when we had lunch inside the Independence Palace there, they gifted us a few postcards, so maybe we can head into Saigon or Ho Chi Minh Post Office and send a few postcards to a few people we know. So you can definitely send mail from here, but to be honest, I'd say the vast majority of the people who are currently here are just simply tourists coming in to see this place, because it's one of the destinations listed that you must visit, I suppose you can say, on any itinerary when you're coming to Ho Chi Minh. But yeah, if you do need to send something, the option is there. There's a box full of outgoing mail that's going to be delivered probably to all over the world, so that's nice. We have our postcards now, we have our stamps, and by the time this video goes out, the people who are going to receive them will have them a long time, so yeah, that's kind of funny. I'm going to take a chance here. At the moment we are in Vieng Street. Don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but I'm not that good with Vietnamese pronunciation just yet, but it is absolutely beautiful here. Again, a little bit like earlier in the park, lots of colour, lots of flowers around, and it's well maintained. So what a day that was. We're just here outside the Ho Chi Minh Statue now, and I think it's a good place to sign off this video. It was amazing today exploring the Independence Palace. There's so much to do here in the city as well that we've only kind of scratched the surface here already, but over the next few days we're going to be doing a lot more and making a lot more content. Thanks for watching. If you did like the video, as always, give it a like, leave a comment and let me know what you thought. If you've been here to Saigon before, let us know. We look forward to seeing you again in the next one. Cheers.